Hey everyone, it's Jay again, and before I talk about, hello, welcome back to another video of Miscrits Volcano Island. But before I talk about that, I wanted to show you guys this really weird glitch that I just found out about. I didn't just find out about it, I actually found out about it about 3-4 days ago on accident. I think it's kind of funny how, and I think you can only do this if you have the teleport ability, but watch what happens when I go into this. This is no edit or anything, by the way, I promise you, this is no video trick or anything. But watch what happens when I into the portal here. I went to the Miscrian temple. Yes, this is. Oh no, I didn't mean to search that. I meant to go out the. I actually kind of wanted to go down the stairs. I don't know why I wanted to actually go out the door, but for some reason I was trying to click the stairs and I just screwed up. Man. Oh, okay. They added the percentage back. It looks like, or was that? Oh no, it was. That's yeah. You used to have to highlight it to find the percentage, and now it actually just tells you. Okay, you still can get it from the highlight, but I like how they have it down there. That's nice, and so I can have the, yeah. I like it. I like it better that way. So the book is still there. Book doesn't really help me out too much, especially when I don't have a lot of time to look at it. Anyway, so watch. So I will go now to Dawn of Adventure. And now that I'm here at Dawn's Landing, I can go back out. And I'm now in the Miscrian jungle. I wonder if that works everywhere I go. Even, like, the ice tower. Like, technically you shouldn't be allowed to get here. But I wonder if I leave the Dawn's Landing. Yeah, it takes me back to the ice tower. That's really kind of funny. That would be really kind of crappy, though. You know, you're like, oh, I'm on the moon, you know, and you go to Dawn's Adventure, Dawn's Landing somehow. You're like, oh, it's time to go back home, and you're on the moon again. You're just like, ah, am I ever going to go home? But thankfully, there's a thing here that brings you back home. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. I didn't realize that was a thing. I think it only works if you have teleport, and you teleport somewhere, and then you teleport to Dawn's Landing, and then you walk out the portal, back out. So I don't know. I think I don't know if it's a glitch or maybe they did something they overlooked when they added in teleport, or rather not teleport, but when they added in Dawn's Landing. So, but I think it's kind of a funny little thing. It made me happy to realize. So it is March 8th. March 8th. How's it March already? Where's my month go? I was about to say January or February. Even February flew by for me. It's already March, the freaking almost the middle of March here, and I'm so far behind here. Okay, at least I have 75, so I need 25 more daily arena matches. I can get that in one day if I really felt like it. Recently I've been getting I got like 10 in one day and like 10 another day, and so I could do that, and then I need to start doing the Platinum Arena because I'm way behind in the Platinum Arena. And we only have like 2-3 weeks left in the month, and that means 2-3 weeks left in the season. I have enough to get the Silver League, and I've actually had that for a while, but I'm only in the top 11%, which really sucks. I hate to say it, but I kind of need to fight a person. I don't want to fight a person in the daily arena. I want to, just kind of enjoy my relaxed time of just hitting Elite Gnashing Jaws and doing nothing else, because when I'm playing, I can do other. Oops, sorry, I keep doing that. I can do other things, I can click over, watch part of a video, or I don't know, I don't like to do this, but sometimes I'll do this very rarely, where I'll kind of like minimize an anime, and I'll watch an anime in the corner. But because this doesn't really take a lot of thinking, There are some other things I could do for work if I wanted to, but I don't know, this is easy. But speaking of work, I am so sorry, and I know that more people will watch this video than my Cybermon video, so I really wanted to talk more about it here than in my Cybermon video. I have been super busy with work, and I know that I keep making that excuse, and I keep saying it, but it's true. It's just honestly true. We have an inspection coming up this Wednesday, and I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be at a class that I have to take to become a CPO, a Certified Pool Operator. So I'm super excited about that because it should increase my pay a little bit. Should increase my pay a little bit. There's basically, for people who don't know, as I'm a groundskeeper at the moment at a apartment complex, and I do I keep the apartment clean, and I fix small things. I replace lights. I know actually how to completely replace a light fixture, that at least the ones that they have there, and I know that that's a step to smaller things like replacing thermometers, like not thermometers, but the things on your wall that you can change the temperature with, whatever those are called. Um, I'm bad with words all the time, I swear. I always forget words, I swear. Sometimes I feel like there's something wrong with me because I forget words all the time, and simple things that you shouldn't forget, and I just forget them all the time, and I always wonder if something's wrong with me because of that. But anyway, enough personal things like that. Oh, hey, Jay, thanks for getting suddenly kind of depressing in a bit. But that's okay. Anyway. So I'm going to a class to become a certified pool operator, which I was told will increase my pay, and I can move up from there, because the next step after that is becoming an HVAC. He's certified in HVAC, which I think has another weird acronym like ESPOC or something like that. Um, I don't really know what that stands for, but I'm pretty sure that's another thing that I could do. But it's just one class, and after that I can become a maintenance technician, and that's a pretty big jump in pay. Of course, every time I jump up like this, I get more responsibilities, and it's not just more pay. I wish that was the case, but it's not. It's more responsibilities as well. But I still can't complain because it's still much better than any other job that I've had before this. I think the only job that was maybe comparable was I used to be a data entry. I used to work data entry at a art company that they got artwork from children from schools, and they could turn them into like mugs and stuff. And it was my job basically to write all the names down and write what they wanted done with their artwork. If they wanted it turned into a mug or whatever, like a tile or a magnet or a shirt, and it was my job to like make sure that was all written down, or rather typed up, because I didn't write anything down. I typed everything was typed, and they had a program and everything that was set up for to help you out, and that was probably the best job I've ever had, because it was very easy, didn't have to think very much. Just came in, sat there, typed for 8 hours, got up, left, and I was getting $10 an hour for it, and I wasn't tired when I got home because I never thought that was very difficult, and I could still manage with the rest of my day. I mean, I could have practically gotten another job back then. In fact, I think I was working another job at the time, and unfortunately though, they're seasonal. They're a seasonal job, and I worked there for half a season. Worked there for a full season, I guess, half a year, and when I called back, they were like, "Sorry, your name was put on a do not rehire list," and I was like, "That's so weird," because like I was like there, I worked hard, I did well, and they were like, "No, you're on our do not rehire. You're actually on a blacklist." And I was like, wow. I was like, why? I was like, why am I on this list? And they were like, we don't know. And I was like, well, you guys, I was like, you guys know me. I mean, I was here. And they're like, yeah, that's really weird. And I'm like, what do I do? And they're like, nothing we can do. We can't get, once you're on this list, you can't get off. And I was like, wow. So I worked there for half a year, and then I had to find a new job. So, well, thankfully I was still working that other job. So it's not like I was completely lost. Anyway, back to what I was saying. But recently, I've been really busy with work. We have an inspection coming up this Wednesday, and I'm not going to be there. So we're like doing our best to be prepared for this really rough day. Like, it's going to be a really, really, really rough day. Because we I don't know, we don't know if we're ready for. We think we're ready for it. We think we're gonna be okay, but we still have so much to do. And seeing as I'm only gonna be there on Monday, and I work at a different place on Tuesday, and then I usually come back on Wednesday, but I'm not gonna be there Wednesday because of the class, and that's actually the day of the inspection. It's just gonna be a really really rough time, and our technician is out of town on Monday. He was out of town Friday as well, and so it's just my supervisor and me, and he's stressed because all of the responsibility goes on him because he's the higher ranking of all of us. He goes the supervisor, then to technician, then me, the groundskeeper, and it's just the three of us, doing everything maintenance wise, and in this entire apartment complex with 300 apartments, and which is not unreasonable. It's actually very manageable, but it's not easy, you know. Anyway, so long story short, I'm super stressed. I'm clocking in early. I'm leaving late. I'm working during even my lunches. Sometimes because it's just so much work to do that I don't have the time to finish. And but I have to finish, so I have to do it when I can, and it's hard work, and I just come home and I'm so exhausted. I'm just so exhausted that there have been times where I come home, I don't even eat dinner, and I just come home and I pass out, and I'll either wake up like 11 o'clock starving, and I'll eat something real quick and then go right back to bed, which is really unhealthy. I know that I shouldn't do that, but I'm just so hungry that my body wakes up and is like, eat. Or or I just sleep. I just sleep the entire time, and wake up, ready to go to work. And what's really bad is that I actually have not been eating very well recently, and actually a lot of people are very worried about me. I'm not a thin guy. I'm not a skinny guy. I'm not I'm not like a petite person. And yet, I don't eat much at all. In fact, I almost never. In fact, people tell me that's actually one of my problems, is that I don't eat. I always skip breakfast. I've almost always skipped breakfast. I have breakfast maybe 7 or 8 times out of the entire year, and so, and I've been doing this for like a decade, for like 10 years. I haven't had breakfast really, except for like a random, very very random chance, like maybe if I skip dinner one night and I wake up and I'm like really hungry and I'll have breakfast. But that's usually pretty rare because I don't like breakfast foods. Like I hate oatmeal. I hate oatmeal. I think oatmeal is disgusting, and I know that it's healthy for you, and I know that you should eat it, but I don't. I could go buy cereal and milk, but I don't really. I just don't. And right now my fridge broke recently, so I can't keep the milk cold. So even if I bought milk, it would go bad in the day because I don't have a place to keep it cold. And I'm not gonna keep buying milk by like the quart. that just doesn't make sense. So that would just cost too much. I don't after a while. So yeah, and I don't like eggs, and I don't really like I don't like French toast. There's just a lot of. I'm not a huge. I can eat pancakes and waffles, but I'm not a huge fan of pancakes and waffles. And to be honest, they're not very great breakfast foods for you. I've kind of started to lose my taste for sausage over the years, where sausage doesn't taste good to me anymore. So yeah, just a lot of breakfast foods, at least here in the U.S. I just no longer like, and I haven't liked them for a long time, and Like I don't like jelly. That's one thing that I cannot eat. Jelly. I think that's like probably the one of the foods that I refuse to eat is jelly. And people were like, oh yeah, just get a bagel and put some jelly on it. And, I'm like, no, that sounds nasty. you know. And they're like, why? And then for lunch, have a peanut butter and a jelly sandwich. And I'm like, no, I can't. I really don't like jelly. That's just a long story about that. Well, not that long of a story, but I have a story about jelly, and because of that story, I do not eat jelly. And if you guys really want to hear about it, I guess I could share it one day, but I don't feel like sharing it at the moment. So yeah, so I'll skip breakfast, and then I might or might not have lunch. So I'm skipping lunch like half the time too. So I'm not eating breakfast, I'm not eating lunch, and then I'll come home and I'll either eat a huge dinner, and then go right to bed, which is really unhealthy, which is really really unhealthy. I'll have this huge dinner where I'm making up for all the food that I didn't eat all day because I'm starving, and then I'll just go right to bed, and then I'll wake up in the morning and then not have breakfast and lunch again. Or I'm having no dinner at all, and then going right to bed, and then waking up the next morning and skipping breakfast and lunch again, and then having a huge dinner again the next night, and it's completely unhealthy for me, and just my metabolism is shot. It is just my metabolism is completely destroyed right now, and it's really unhealthy. And I wish I could do something about it. And I'm starting to. I still haven't started eating breakfast. That's the thing that I have to force myself to do. Past like 3 days, I've eaten the lunch, I've eaten the breakfast, unhealthy stuff. Except for tonight, I had a healthy dinner. And it was a good a decent sized portioned healthy dinner, but I don't usually do that, and but it's something that I have to start doing soon, and like now, like I probably should have started doing like 3 years ago, and I haven't, and but it's something that I've known for a long time, and I've wanted to do for years, and I did do it for a while. I did do it for a good while back in 2009. 2009, I was like the healthiest in my entire life, and I had a decent job, and I completely screwed it over for myself. And then I got really depressed, and then I ended up getting back in my unhealthy lifestyle, and so. And that's right before I started my YouTube videos. And I think maybe I started making YouTube videos. I not maybe, but this is definitely a part of it. That I wanted to make YouTube videos because I was depressed and I wanted to make people happy. I wanted to make their lives a little bit easier. And that's when I ended up making my first Ninja Saga video. December of 2009. And I did it because I wanted to help. I wanted people to not only show them a game that was new, that no one had ever heard of, that was fun, but also help those who are currently playing it, learn more about the game. But unfortunately now the game is so many players, and I have lost so much interest in it that now there's stuff like I remember back in the day, back in even 2011, 2012, even back in late 2012, there was nothing in the game I did not know, not a thing, not a single thing. I knew every weapon, I knew every weapon effect, I knew every weapon level, I knew every weapon attack. I knew every outfit, I knew every back item, I knew every pet, I knew every jutsu and effect and everything. Everything. There was nothing that surprised me. But now, 2 to 3 years later, actually, yeah, 2.5, 3 years later, there's a whole bunch in the game I don't know. There's a whole lot of jutsus that I do not know. There's like 40 to 50 jutsus that I haven't seen. I don't know what they do. There's a plethora of weapons, you know, and it's just, you know, and it's one of the reasons why I really want to move on to a different game. And I really, I mean, I'm trying to move on. I really am. But I mean, people, you know, miss it, so I won't stop. That's the thing. I'm not going to stop making Ninja Saga videos or Miscrits videos or even Cybermon videos now. I'm not going to stop doing that. There'll be always something that I go back to. But I do try my best to move on to other content because I want to show you other video games. I want to show you other games that are fun. You know, and I almost prefer to show games that not many people know. You know, because that way I'm showing you something new. But it's hard to find gems like that, you know. I think I just got kind of lucky with Ninja Saga, where it was just a game that that wasn't popular when I played it, and shot off really, really quickly. And Miscrits, I think, was the same way. I think I played Miscrits just before it got popular, and then it exploded, and now it's kind of dipping off. And Ninja Saga's been dipping off for like a year and a half now, or more, and Miscrits is kind of dipping right now, mostly because they really haven't been releasing anything new except for the Android app, which I'll try and cover. Probably using BlueStacks. I don't know if it's any different, so that's why I want to give it a shot and at least make a video on it. Anyway, I'm talking so much, but I mean, when was the last time I made a video? Like Tuesday? I mean, it's been like 5 days, and so I have a lot. I do have a lot to talk about, and I'm sorry that I'm just ranting and monologuing so much, but it's just I just have a whole lot to talk about. Well, it's funny how I brought up monologuing, because technically I'm always monologuing, aren't I? I'm always talking to you guys in a monologue way. That's okay. It's funny too, because how much I do not monologue. Well, I do monologue a lot. I admit that. It's just something that I do. I can rant and I can monologue, just talk for really long periods of time, as you can see. But I don't do it a lot. Like, I mean, I can do it, but I don't do it a lot in normal conversations. In fact, I'm usually very, very quiet, especially with people that I don't know very well. I'm just like, yes, okay, yes, you know, and I try not to. Not that I try not to, it's just that I don't talk a whole lot. And it's so funny how I know that there's plenty of people who message me, and they kind of expect me to act the exact same way that I do in my videos, you know, towards them. You know, and I try my best, but at the same time, I just, you know, when it comes to that, I'm more quiet. And it's not that I do it on purpose or anything. It's just how I am. So, anyway, another problem is time. That's actually the biggest problem. Again, it's always time. Time seems to be a big problem in my life. I have no time. I have no time to do anything. I have no time to make videos. No time to talk to you. No time to do this and do that. I just don't have enough time. I mean, I want to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym like 2-3 hours a day, and I can't. You know, like if I could go to the gym 2 hours a day, I'd be happy. You know, but I can't. I can't do it. If I could get 8 hours of sleep a day, I'd be happy. But I can't. I can't do it. If I could get, you know, if I could sit down and, you know, cook and enjoy my food, and need to take an hour to cook dinner, or take like, you know, 20-30 minutes to cook lunch, or take like 20-30 minutes to do breakfast every single day, I'd be happy. But I can't. I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time to do it. If I could spend, you know, 2-3 hours hanging out with my friends, you know, once in a while, I'd be happy. But I don't have time. They don't have time. You know, and I'm just at that age where you don't have time, and it makes me really miss being younger. And I know that I'm not even that old. I'm only 25 years old, and I already think back, and I'm like, man, I mean, I can't believe how much free time I had between the ages of like, God, like 9 and 19, and how as soon as I hit 20, it's like my free time evaporated. It disappeared. Like, I just don't have any free time anymore. It's all work, go home, try to make videos if I can, sleep. And then on the weekends, it's usually Saturday, recovering from work. And then Sunday, it's, hanging out with friends and catching up on everything and then preparing for the next week. And it's just, I have no free time. And it really makes me miss school. Like, I almost wish work was like school. I know that it can't be, and it never will be. But, oh my goodness, if work was like school, goodness, man. And that's one of the reasons why I really miss school. Because I can only imagine how much better everyone's life would be if it was like, oh yeah, well, you have to work 5 days, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, yes, but, holidays you get off, inclement weather you don't have to work through, and then and I know that they couldn't do it for all jobs, but every so often you get 3 months off of work with pay. If they could do it with pay, that way you wouldn't have to stress about money over the time it's gone. That would just be amazing. But I know that could never happen. That is an unreasonable expectation. But it does make me miss. It does really make me miss. Being younger, and I really feel like I took advantage of it now. When I think back, and anyway, I'm reminiscing too much. So basically, I'm not trying to make an excuse. I'm not. I just really want you guys to understand how busy I've been and why I want to make videos. I really do. I love doing this. If I could, it honestly makes me want to open up a Patreon and a Kickstarter, and both, and just a Patreon and a Kickstarter. And what I'll do in the Kickstarter is I'll say, hey, help me afford new equipment and and better games, and I will, and I'll do like funding things, and I'll do like rewards and stuff, and I'll try a Kickstarter to help my YouTube career, and then maybe I'll also do a Patreon, because if I could make enough money where my YouTube videos paid for me for what I needed for how I live, I wouldn't worry about anything anymore. I mean, excuse me, not that I wouldn't worry about anything. There's still be plenty of things to worry about. But what I'm trying to say is I could quit my job and I could just do YouTube videos. And I would love that. And I wish that I could do that, because that would, imagine, no longer having to wait for me to post videos, because you guys would know that every single day I'd be posting 2 to 3 videos every single day. I wish I could do that. I really do. And I had more free time when I had my other job, because my old job, I was only working like 20 hours a week, and I was getting crap pay, and I was just barely surviving. And I admit that with this new job, I'm no longer surviving. I'm able to, I opened up a savings account, and I have money in my savings account, and I'm doing a lot better money-wise, but all my time is gone. All of it's gone. And it makes it really difficult to continue doing this. And this is my passion here. This is what I love to do. And I wish I could keep doing this forever, and just continuously make videos for you guys, and because that's what I want to do, and I wish I could, but unfortunately I have to live in the real world. And that means that there will be days, sometimes multiple days in a row, like there have been recently, where I can't, and that's unfortunately just the very sad truth. But I do my best to make sure that doesn't happen, because I love it. I love you guys, and really not much more I can say. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later.